Hey, how's it going, guys? How we doing? In today's video, I want to go talk more about Fleet, talk about some Rebels, talk about Negotiator, talk about Executor. So, if you guys want to stick around, we're going to just do some Fleet battles, talk about some of this stuff. So, recently, I'm not going to pull it up, but if you guys are checking out the forums, they came out with a new update to the Executor. They're going to have a close eye onto the guy, and they might be changing some of the AI. I really think the ship is performing as intended. Besides the AI is atrocious. Really is. Also, while I'm talking, I'm gonna try this. I recently just got my Biston to Relic 3, so he is now faster than both an Anakin Relic 8 and GK Relic 8. So this should work. It should. It might not, but it should. I mean, I've had some good luck here with it recently, but there are just some times in this particular counter where I just don't get the assists off the bat, and I end up losing. So I like to cleanse here first, get some more of that. Always save the outmaneuver for later on in the battle, and just keep on hammering away on this dude. Oh, Mr. Houndstooth. You know what? Houndstooth is just so strong right now, even more so in the game, because he is just needed everywhere. You're definitely going to be seeing on defense, at least in JC. If you didn't really see many negotiators beforehand, you might not see many at the moment, but that could be changed now that there's the Executor, because the Executor does so many things on the offensive. Let's actually right about now, let's just do one of these little TMs and then pop him in the face, and then do one of these AoEs that should kill, right? Unless I get dodged, that would be awful. But nah, I really think that Houndstooth is now, if you have at least the Executor, he is for sure, hands down, going with the Executor. They're just so good together. It's like, how are you gonna be using the Negotiator without Anakin's ETA? Like they're just that good together. They're like a must-have almost. And I about got one shot. That was gonna be scary for a sec, but we're good. We're good. Oh my gosh! I swear, some of these Negotiator counters are just so scary, guys. I swear. Let's go ahead and use one of these cleanses. Let's get some more TM. I'm going to save the cleanse because I didn't want to use a cleanse on the Falcon because I have this, right? So we're going to do that. There's one thing I want to talk about in this video that you can do right now if you have, let's say, a 7-star Executor. You can do some things right now, currently, without them changing the AI or whatever, to make it hold actually very, very well. Maybe the way it's supposed to be holding. And it's to do with IG-88, and I'm going to show you some different players in the game, with what they're doing with their relics, with the gear, and making sure they time it the right way, so that way they get the maximum amount of moves in. Because if you guys have any knowledge, right, about what the Executor is doing right now, I'm autoing. If you guys know anything about what it's looking like at 7-star, I mean, people are still being able to beat it, right? But if you can do some of these new changes to the, tweaking the speeds of Piet and IG-88, you can really maximize everything. I don't have any footage of that today, but I'm actually going to hold that off for now. I just wanted to show you, though, that Rebels not only are really important right now, but they are useful in a lot of different aspects of the game, especially in Fleet. I would like to just, in my opinion, for Fleet GAC, have the Rebels and then have probably the Malevolence to use, and then set Negotiator and Executor. That'd be so ideal, because my guys, Malevolence and Rebels, they can kill a lot of stuff now that I've had the guy reliced up. But now, let's swap gears and just talk more about the Executor. So like I said, about tweaking of some speeds and some gear and all that sort of stuff, I really want to show this off. I'm probably not in any footage. I don't have any footage to show, because my guy, my Executor is only reliced, or rather, he's only 4-star. But let's go over to Blade Baka and go over some of his speeds. So he has a 7-star Executor, a little bit of a whale, maybe free to play, whatever you want to call it. They always say free to play, but we all know they're whales, right? Anyways, you can do a couple different things, right? You can have a Piet here. Keep in mind that with let's see his mods with full 6E, having him at 7-star Relic 8, he is, oh, gotta go back out here. Oh no, that's the right one. He has 192 speed, so that is 1 speed faster than a Negotiator, right? 1 speed. So you gotta keep that in mind, but also you gotta now keep in mind IG-88 and the 2000. So this guy is Relic 8 with full 6E mods without the Zeta. I have no idea actually if the Zeta increases its speed by 1. I probably should have checked that. I might go and edit in right about now in this video if it does or not. But at the moment, with full 60 mods to Relic IG-88, you have a 192 IG-2000. So what does this mean? Well, this means that I know it's the exact same speeds between the Executor and IG-2000, but what this means is that if the IG-2000 goes first and he uses his first special, which will inflict breach, then it allows for your Executor to finally use his AoE mass assist, which can grant, it's this one right here, it can grant a bit more towards the contracts for this one on his crew for Piet, and also the crew for Beskar Mando on the Razor Crest. And that is such a huge thing, because if you are able to get out the gate and use that breach on 2000 and then go into a mass assist, you are getting so much damage output that the guy that you're fighting, whether it's Malevolence fleet or Rebels or a Negotiator, they are under an immense amount of pressure, and they have really not much to do to bounce back from that off the gate. So that is a very strong thing. I know they're going to be the exact same speed, at least I think so, but I think that's such a powerful thing to have in fleet right now. The only issue with that right now, since they're the exact same speed, is that there could be a bit of a coin flip. You know, if the Executor goes before the IG-2000, that could not go as intended, because then the AI is going to use a basic, and that's going to be completely useless, because right now in the game, that's what it's tending to do. It's going to be using basics rather than using, you know, the heal or the assist, because the AI is not going to want to use an assist if there's no breach on the field or target lock, and they're not going to want to use a cleanse if there's nobody to cleanse or heal. There's no need for it, right? So they go opt in using the basic, and that's not what we want. But I mean, it's very strong right now to see IG-2000 being very powerful right now, because not only is he good in this fleet currently, but he's also great with Malevolence. And a great little split to do right now, in my favorite thing to do, is using Executor 4-star without the 2000 and then setting the 2000 in with the Malevolence on defense. I think that's a very strong thing until I get a 7-star Executor. But it's just a great use of IG-2000. I think he's a great ship up and coming. And I think until people, or rather not people, but CG changes maybe some of the AI, that's a very strong thing to do. But then again, it does take, and it requires having a 7-star Executor, because without having a 7-star Executor, you're losing out so much speed, because 192 is only achievable with 7-star and full 60 mods onto the Piet. So now let's just go over some of these other counters. If you guys haven't seen already, I mean, 4-star, 5-star, 6-star, 7-star Executor destroys, like completely destroys Negotiator. So if you guys haven't seen any, let's just go over Executor versus some of the Malevolences on offense, because I know people probably seen this guy killing just Negotiators or mirror matches or whatever it is, and very easy, right? But let's go and show some of these. My favorite team right now is just really these 4. I don't really have a need for a 5th, but just in case, you know, I'll just, for Fleet Arena at least, I'll just toss in like a Plo Koon and just toss him in for some more cleanses, all that sort of good stuff, some more TM gain, right? But this one on defense has been holding actually pretty dang well in my Fleet Arena. I think fallen, I can't talk, fallen, I think from first place to like 15, 16 range overnight. I'm not really to say if mine's a very competitive fleet chart or not, but I think it's pretty noteworthy that it's not dropping back into like the 20s or the 30s like mine usually does. And that's only a 4-star, which is definitely a nice thing to have. So people go back and forth on what the best starting lineup is for this fleet, but really I think the best one is one that consists of what we got going on right now. One thing I've kind of noticed is I don't want to proc my breach contract just too early with XB. I really like to have my Boba Fett come in for the contract as well. So for now, I'll just do like a little bit of a cleanse here, a little bit of a heal, and then I'm going to now bring in Slave 1 as my first reinforcement. Usually on the AI, I've been seeing in other videos of this Executor on defense, it is tending to go and placing, or not placing, but coming in with the reinforcement not being Boba Fett. And I think Boba Fett is such a strong reinforcement right now. I mean, it's either really between him or Xanadu Blood, but I think Xanadu Blood is what you want to have first because of what he provides. And right here we got the contracts, and now I'm just waiting for my other contract with a target lock, which we'll get any second now. As long as I get some counters here, boom, there he goes. Seismic charge. This is why I like Boba Fett, is for this stuff right there. I mean, if that happens in an actual battle where it's on defense, I mean, these guys are toast, right? But I know that this is only 4-star, and this 4-star version of this capital ship that I'm using right now gets throttled by, like, malevolences and by rebels, if you have decent rebels. But Negotiator can still struggle versus a 4-star, which is why it's holding pretty dang well in arenas. I'm not going to finish this off because I'll be hitting somebody, but it kind of goes to show that it solidifies the fact that this ship can kill really anything in the game. So I'm going to just cancel that. I don't want to go and finish that off. I about did. But, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, guys. Executor at 4-star can be beaten by a lot of stuff. At 7-star, it can still be beaten by some of those, like, Negotiator, or rather, malevolences at the moment, and maybe some of those maxed out rebels. But there are still very, very strong comps out there on defense that stop almost every single thing out there. But again, even then, I feel like the AI is still not performing as intended, and that's why with some of these changes, hopefully it comes out. I'll show right now the post. Hopefully these come out sooner than later, and kind of goes and helps out this fleet, because there are some times that the AI just does not play it out right. And when the AI is not playing it out right, you're like, well, why even set this on defense? Because in my opinion, having all these requirements towards such a strong fleet in the game, I would love to set this guy on defense at some point in time. I don't want to be keeping him for offense all the time, especially since he doesn't require, or rather he doesn't perform that best on I can't talk. He doesn't give me that many banners back on offense. That's what I want to get out for GAC. For GAC, 7-star Executor, I want to set him on defense. And with the AI right now, I probably would not feel safe enough to do that. But I think that's about it for today's video. I just want to go and show you guys what you can do to make sure that your Executor is doing like the most it can currently without any AI changes. But yeah, I mean, this post it came out like the day after this whole ship dropped, so a lot of stuff to come. Hopefully, I know people don't love fleet right now. I'm trying to enjoy it the best I can with this new ship. It's pretty fun. But then again, if you guys don't have this new Executor fleet with Empire and Bounty Hunters, you can still get away with malevolences. If you have strong enough rebels, go for that. And that's why I might make another video just talking about rebels, because they are still very, very prominent in this game today. With Rebels fleet, with Biston, SRP, Han, and his Falcon, Biggs, and you have all those other guys. They're just still so strong. They can beat a lot of stuff in the game still. So if you guys want to go and focus on them, then go for it. And also, some of those crew guys are great for Mon Mothma. So there are no wasted investments in that whole entire fleet. They're so good. So with that note, let's stop this video there. And yeah, I would love to hear you guys' comments and thoughts about all this down below. If you guys have any other ideas for videos you'd like me to go and cover as well, let me know too. If you guys enjoyed today's video, give it a like, share it around, and sub. That's about it. Until next time, I will see you all later. Peace out, and have a good one. See you guys.